just finished hiking 6 miles, 3 miles into the Grand Canyon and 3 miles out of the Grand Canyon. It was absolutely unbelievable. I was kind of worried that I've already seen pictures, so it wouldn't be as surprising, but the pictures do not do it justice. The views are incredible. You can't even comprehend the distances down and distances wide that this thing is. So honestly, I'm just in utter amazement. We're about to get back into the car and get some food and then go to Joshua Tree, California. So we still got a lot more left to see, but this is by far one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. So.
On top of Mount Ryan at Joshua Tree National Park. Having a great time already so far. Really still confused a bit about which one of these trees actually belongs to Joshua, or maybe all of them do. So Joshua, if you see this, just maybe put a sign closer to the entrance. There might be one somewhere, we just haven't seen it. But been a very great time overall, some sick views, it's nice and warm here. Just killed a 1.5 mile hike. Very steep, very aggressive incline. Now we get to go back down it.
Alright, so we're out here in Santa Monica on the pier. We've been driving for the past 3 days and sleeping in the car, and quite frankly we'd like to stay somewhere tonight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we came to the pier to possibly ask somebody if we could stay the night with them, but that's probably going to be a bad call. So next plan, get to In-N-Out. Cannot wait to have some In-N-Out. After that, yeah, it's been a bust, honestly. We really have nowhere to stay tonight, so it's great. We tried to see the Hollywood sign. We went to the parking lot where we thought it would be at. We were told that the sign would close at dusk, and it was dusk. So we didn't get to see that. Then we drove 40 minutes to come to this pier, where we also have had nothing but failure. So far, LA not going well, but it's all right. So we were looking to go to church on Sunday, and we found some churches that were near where we were staying, so we messaged some on Facebook and asked if any of them had a shower that we could use before services, because we hadn't showered in 4 days. And one church responded at like 7:30 a.m.
And they said, unfortunately, they do not. But the woman actually messaged me personally, who runs the account, and said that we are more than welcome to come shower at their house before church. Her husband was home. So we showed up to their house at around 8 a.m. And there's a man there who's super friendly. They had a really nice house. They had 2 showers with towels already laid out for us. So we went, used the showers, and then we went to church. The church service was awesome. They had free coffee since it was our first time and free muffins for breakfast. And then we found out that after church, they also offered a free lunch to anyone who was their first time. So we made sure to take advantage of that. We sat down, had lunch at the church. The whole congregation was super friendly. People kept coming up to us at lunch and sitting down with us, asking us about our trip, where we were planning on going. And we ended up eating lunch with the California weatherman, who is one of the most popular weathermen in California and also the worship leader at the church. And we were telling him about our route, and he looked up what the weather was looking like north of Yosemite and actually told us that we weren't going to be able to make it to Lake Tahoe like we had originally planned, that we were going to need to go to Yosemite and then turn around and leave. He said once we got to Yosemite, though, that we could take this road called Tioga Pass, and it would take us from the west side of Yosemite to the east side of Yosemite. So we're planning on doing that, and we're going to drive north tonight and go up to Yosemite, see it right before sunset, drive across that road, and then come down back to Vegas from Northern California.
When the way turned cold, I'm on Rooster, taking rose petals.
So yesterday, after we left the church, we drove on up to Yosemite. Our plan was to see it about like 6 o'clock, but when we got there, it was pretty much pitch black. All we got to see was like a silhouette. Coming out of Yosemite, we couldn't just go straight out of the park and then go down the way we came. We had to go pretty much through the entire park, which we didn't know was like an hour to get through. Not only top to bottom, but east and west. So we drove like another 45 minutes out of the park the way we came on some of the sketchiest roads I've ever driven on. I think we've all driven on, but there were turns that were pretty much 360 degrees. You had to go into them going like less than 5 miles an hour. It was awful. I don't know how no one got sick, but it was pretty miserable. Definitely the worst night of the trip. Not only because we didn't get to see Yosemite completely, but because we had to drive another like 9 hours all the way to just find a place to sleep. So we got into Vegas at 4 a.m. We stayed with Mr. Petrie, Steven's dad, who just so happened to be on a business trip there. We got really lucky with that. We got in at 4 and slept until like 11, and then just kind of chilled for the next day, and then went out that night.
Wrestled by the sea, loneliness and me. I asked myself for peace and found it at my feet, staring.
So before Vegas, we slept in our car for 4 nights. So getting to Vegas was amazing because we had a bed. So we stayed the night in Vegas again on Monday night and kind of saw the town again before we left on our way out to go to Salt Lake.
People lie, people love, people go. But beauty lies in every
So
soul.
the other night we got the chance to stay with one of Mr. Petrie's co-workers in Salt Lake City, I believe, right outside Salt Lake City before we hit the slopes the next day. They cooked us a really good dinner of like eggy Asian chicken stuff. It was very good. I thought it would be gross when they first put it on the table, but it turned out good. The guy was super nice, very welcoming. The wife was kind of sketched out by 3 young guys coming and living with them, I think, but she was nice and their daughter was nice. It was a good time. We got a nice bed to stay in.
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See so forgetful when I look in your eyes. Now she's walking backwards.
Today's been absolutely incredible, honestly. The slopes have been beautiful. They don't make any snow. It's all fresh snow. We're up over 8,000 feet in the mountains. The views are absolutely beautiful. This has probably been my favorite part of the trip, honestly. Just snowboarding and riding around and enjoying a beautiful day. It's not very cold. It actually feels great and hardly crowded at all. There's like nobody here, which is amazing. So we're having a great day and I'm loving it.
Oh, no way. I said to the air, I don't know if I am strong. So I climb to the mountain, and I don't know what I did wrong. And it was just me, just little old me.
Stopped at a coffee shop down the road and found that climbing gym that Jackson's been looking at on Instagram for a long time. It was only 2 minutes away. So we drove over here so we could just climb for a few hours in Colorado, which is a huge climbing spot. So excited to just get to do it a little bit while we're here. So yeah, it's been fun.
Ain't gonna change much. Sun still rises, even with the pain. Tell you one thing, ain't gonna change, love. The sun still rises, even through the rain.